It's me, Kaylee. And I don't know, I'm calling this a Flosstube because it's a Tiny Things tour. So, if you watched my latest Flosstube, you know that I have my Tiny Things collection, but I don't know how to hang it on my wall. And while it's loose and just like really precarious and like almost falling out, I just lost one of the things before I hit record. I'm gonna show you my Tiny Things. So, a little bit of backstory. I have been obsessed with things that are not the size that they are supposed to be. So, if there's something that's smaller than it's supposed to be or larger than it's supposed to be, I'm really fascinated with it. And I also am a kind of person where I don't really like to have too much extra stuff. Like, it kind of gives me anxiety to have too much stuff collected. And then I was like, but I like collecting things. So why don't I just collect things that don't take up a lot of space? Like souvenirs. You know, you go to Europe and you have to buy a cuckoo clock, right? Or you have to buy something from that country. And then I was like, you know what? I'll make it my touristy thing to get something tiny. Collect tiny things. And so my collection is by no means meant to just collect all the tiny things. You know, there's these which I will amend the statement a little bit later, but there's the new obsession with these tiny products. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but my sister like really has a lot of them, and it's like once you start collecting them, you can't stop. This is not that kind of collection, you know, where you get the tiny cereal boxes or the tiny cans. As much as I would love to be that kind of collector, I would love to be that kind of collector. Those things are so cute. But this collection is more of things that are kind of practical, or, you know, let me see if I'm making sure. Okay, yeah. Just making sure that I don't have two audio inputs like I did in my Flosstube last week. I'm just trying to make sure that my things have meaning. My tiny things have meaning. So, I think I'm going to show you these things in a minute, but I want to show you. Hopefully, I don't drop this. I want to show you first the things that kind of are my normie Tiny Things collection. So I found dangerously on Amazon that there's this series of the world's smallest. So let me switch my camera here. The world's smallest whatever. And I think the first thing that I got was this desktop tetherball. And I haven't even put this together. Oh, forgive me. I am using my phone, and it's connected to Wi-Fi. Let me try something. Let me see if this will make it go better. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna plug it right into my computer. See if that makes it a little bit smoother. Anyway, so desktop tetherball. This is one of the first things that I got from this like small things, and you can find these at TJ Maxx or Ross or what was the one that I went to in California? I don't remember. But it's just like this little box, and it has a smaller than normal thing. And hey, you're gonna watch me assemble this. So this one, you just screw it in, and in this series, it has a little manual. Oh, I should show you what else I have from this. So this is just adorable. I don't know if you were a product of the 90s, you probably played Tetherball. So that's what this is. A child in the 90s. These were on the playground all the time. I have a really cute video of the cat playing with this, and it's adorable. So there's the tiny tetherball. Sorry if any of this is dusty. Clearly I didn't clean them before we moved. So then it has this little, you know, owner's manual. It tells you how to play the game and whatnot. So that's tetherball. And then, so along, maybe I shouldn't open every single one of these, but there are tiny cross stitch kits. And this one's really cute. It has, a lot of these I got on Amazon. So it has these little patterns and it has little hoops in there and whatnot. Also in this series, I got, I don't think this is the same brand, but Zen Garden, which I have not opened. I have not made my little garden yet because I knew I was moving, so I didn't open it yet. Probably I'll have to open this one and make a little Zen garden. And then I have desktop cornhole, which this one's kind of cute. It actually has the little things and the little teeny sandbags, corn bags, I guess. So that thing's cute. I just love it. But these are not souvenirs. These are straying from my idea of why I have a tiny things collection or why I'm collecting things. This is just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about these. But I also have this happy little puzzles, and I've done these puzzles. There's 2 puzzles in here. Oh, yep. They're all mixed up, so I'll have to do these 2 puzzles sometime. But the pieces are just very small. Very cute. You know, for liking tiny things, I'm kind of clumsy with my hands. Yeah, so those are like the things that I have in boxes. And then maybe I'll go with the series of the world's smallest. And I think this may have been started by a birthday gift. And then I discovered that there's a lot more on Amazon. And sometimes they sell them in packs. So I got this little Care Bear. Very cute. Fun fact, I didn't watch the Care Bears. When I was a kid, I didn't watch them. And then, if my camera will work again. There we go. This was a birthday present from my in-laws. They also gave me a little glowworm. Which, is this a toy that was before my time? I don't know, maybe. Maybe I shouldn't even put these back in the spots that they were because I'm going to try to hang this thing. And then I discovered that they had a Viewmaster. This thing is so cute. And let me see if I can get this to work. Can you see in there? It actually works. Cute. Like, did you have one of these? It's so cute. It's so tiny. Other people know that I have this Tiny Things collection, so I received this barrel of monkeys in the mail from a very kind friend. And these are pretty small. I also didn't have this toy growing up. I feel like I missed out on a lot. Chris Cross Stitch, I feel like I missed out on a lot of toys. Because the toys that you talk about are really fun. There's the jar monkeys. It was very kind. I don't talk a lot to this person, but they were like, hey, I was thinking about you, and I want to send you this little jar of monkeys. So you know who you are. Thank you, if you watch. There's also This I did have as a kid. Tinker Toys. Well, I should not dump all these out because then I'd have to clean them up. But they were all wood, and they came like, there were different lengths of wood this way. Boy, I might have to scrap this video. I might have to record this. No, whatever. Maybe I'll re-record. I don't know. And then you could like build little things, like lots of different things. And these did not come as kits. Like the Lego kits that come now, this was not a kit. It wasn't like, hey, look at this thing that you can build. You just had to be creative with these. And we were as kids. And they would come in this like cardboard cylinder like this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure these are very old toys. Very old. In addition to Tinker Toys, we have some Lincoln Logs, which this is not as tiny as you can get, my friends. My parents have Lincoln Logs in a pen. There's a Lincoln Logs pen, and I think there's a Lincoln Logs Tinker Toy pen. I mean, there's a Tinker Toy pen too, and it's even smaller than these. So I was gonna try to find those, but they were kind of expensive on wherever I was looking. So here's Lincoln Logs. Again, these toys were normally like, they were obviously bigger, but these aren't the size that they usually are. So that's why I'm fascinated with them. Oh, I forgot to show you this along with my Care Bear and Glowworm. I also got this Light Bright, which I also did not have this as a kid, but it does work. Where does it work? What? And it does have, it has this little drawer, and it has the little bajonglers. I don't know what they're called, but ooh, there's lots of them in here. They're different colors. Can you see that? I don't want to open this because they're gonna go all over the place, but that drawer is pretty full. And then it does have little patterns so that you can reproduce a little butterfly. I think I did the butterfly one time. I should unearth that photo on my personal Instagram and put it on my Stitchy Instagram. But yeah, that's the little Light Bright. And then also in that World's Smallest series is the World's Smallest this thing. What are these even called? I feel like this was like first introduced at Spencer Gifts. You know, do you remember that store? And they were really fun. But this is the world's smallest. And it seems to be the quality and the it seems to be like that company that made these, or that brand or whatever. Because it feels just like my childhood. You stick your face on this, you stick it on anything. Boy, I wonder how many germs are on these little needles. Probably a lot. Other things. We're not even into the teeny tiny things, but here is a little garbage can recycling bin. And this is a really sweet story. When I was teaching my first year, I didn't have a classroom because there wasn't enough space. And this was sitting on a student's desk in 6th grade, and every time I would go to that classroom, I'd be like, oh, I love that little garbage can. And I would tell the student, I would be like, I love that little garbage can. And then one day, I think I said I love that little garbage can, and he was like, yeah, do you want it? And I was like, what? Yeah? And he was like, oh, I have another one. You can have this one. And it was so sweet because it was a student that I did not think that I was reaching. I did not think I was making an impression on that student. And he just gave me his little recycling bin. It was very special moment. I'm lucky enough to have a husband who fuels my tiny things collection, because he got me this tiny little socket wrench because it's very cute. I mean, look at this thing. This is, I could actually use this, but it fits as part of my Tiny Things collection. So that's cute. This video is going to be kind of long. Oh, well. What did I do? Oh, it has the hexagonal ones and star bits. Look at that, y'all. These are probably good quality too. We have all the crappy bits from our low quality stuff. And I've been trying to put together our furniture with it. Okay. Oh, we're not done with the world's smallest yet. I have one more. And I might actually play this for a moment with you. No, I won't. This is too much. Kerplunk. This game I feel like is not like old, but pretty old. Pretty old. I feel like this is a very, very old game. So you had this little tube thingy, and then there were sticks that you put in at all different angles, and you put all the sticks in, and then you pour the balls in on top, and one by one you would take the sticks out, and then you would twist this little thing, and whoever had the most balls at the end lost. And this thing, Kerplunk, is usually like this big, right? So you can imagine my excitement when I saw this as a Tiny Things, the world's smallest. Okay, now I have something to say about this world's smallest brand. They are accurate to the product, like it looks exactly like the world's smallest. But in terms of functionality, no. The Lincoln Logs don't really work. They don't like stand up very well on each other. The Tinker Toys, like not all of the sticks fit in the holes of the little circle things. You know what I mean? So like the brand is not functional. But they're very cute. And in when it comes to my Tiny Things collection, they can just sit on the shelf. So that's fine. All right, now we are into tiny things that have meant to be souvenirs for my collection. And I'm not going to go in any chronological order because that would take way too long. So I'm just going to show you an item, tell you a little story about it, and move on. So this is my little Texas bear. I think he's magnetic, but the magnet might be gone. So this was when my mom visited Texas and she brought this back for me. This might have been before the Tiny Things collection was started. So I don't know, 2013, 12, somewhere in there. So he's just a cute little Texas bear. I'm just going to go top to bottom, left to right. I mean, left to right, top to bottom. So these little flowers here, let me take these out. These butterflies and flower. These were on a little trinket that my grandmother gave to me. She has a million of these things where it's sunlight activated and then it just like, whoops, it like wobbles these little things. I don't know if you've seen those things or if you know what I'm talking about. But I feel like she got a bunch of them because they were on rebate at Menards or something. Save big money at Menards. Midwest people know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I had that thing and then I accidentally broke off one of these butterflies, so I just broke the other things off and added them to the Tiny Things collection. And then this, Hello Love, I got this at Pike's Place in Seattle where I visited this spring, and it's like a little felt thing. And it's very cute, isn't it? It just fits with the Tiny Things collection. So I go specifically to places to get Tiny Things. That's what I look for in my touristy thing. So along with the Seattle stuff, let's just continue on the Seattle train, the Pike's Place train, and show you these little things. These little bowls, owl bowls. And these were by a very interesting artist. I'll link his Instagram below. I followed him on Instagram. But he's pottery, and I'm assuming this is like somewhat painted. Don't ask me how, but these are handmade. And there were a set, there was a deal on buy two, get a discount, and so I bought two, obviously. And then inside I have my little tiny playing cards, which I have more of these. It came with like 5 decks. Oh, they're right here. It's been a lot of like on Amazon tiny things, searching for tiny things. So if you want one of these, let me know and I'll send you one. Just kidding, I don't know. But these are teeny tiny playing cards. Here's how small they are. Focus. There we go. Joker. So yeah, very cute. I like them. And also in Seattle, so this is a funny story. This was part of the Tiny Things collection first. And this Dylan got for me when he visited Seattle one time. I think he was doing an audition there. And he found this clay flower. And I love it. It's so realistic. It looks like that plant. These shoots, they look so cool. And then when we were visiting Seattle this spring, what do you know? I found the same shop like a couple years later, and I found even smaller flowers. And I had to get them, like these purple ones, to match the one that we had originally gotten. And then these white ones, I just couldn't. I spent probably 10 minutes staring at all these flowers, these clay flowers, because they're just so gorgeous. Like, look at the detail. My camera doesn't even pick up the detail. This is my phone camera. And it came in this little thing. I wanted to buy everything, but of course handmade is expensive, and I want to say maybe these were like 30, 35, something like that for the set, which is fairly reasonable. There were some big things that he had that were like $100, but this was also at Pike's Place in Seattle. I could stare at this for like a long time. Okay, Seattle stuff is done, I think. So I'm just gonna keep going. Just grab stuff. This is a touristy thing. North Dakota, where I'm from. A little bell. And then, of course, a thimble. This has the Western Meadowlark, which is the state bird and state flower. What is a state flower? I forgot. Oh, don't look at how much it was. It was a touristy thing. So those are my little North Dakota things. That's going to bother me that I don't know the state flower. It's in the back of my mind somewhere in 3rd grade Kaylee's brain. Okay, this is one of my favorite items that I have. This is a little kitty cat, hand painted. But, would you know, do you see this line? Oh, it's very fragile. Ugh. That's right. It's a nesting Russian doll set. I have to be very careful. No, don't freak out right now. See, it's very fragile. It has a crack in it. How many will there be? I remember seeing my grandparents. They had one of these sets. Guess what? Look at this little thing. Oh my gosh. It's a miracle I haven't lost this. How did they do that? Look at that little teeny tiny thing. Isn't that adorable? Okay, that's one of my favorite items that I got in Estes Park, Colorado. My brother got married there in 2018, and we just, it was such a fun time. It was a small group of us, and we did some sightseeing and touristy things. And then we also got this there. It's a little seal carving. We called it our loose seal. And so these seem to be a very common touristy thing, because in the Vegas airport we also got these two. A little T-Rex and a little kitty. They're very cute. So they sit together. Those three. This guy, look at how cute this is. This little teapot Dylan got for me when he came, I guess it must be Boston, when he came to Boston. So there's that. Very cute. A lot of these things, like Dylan brings them back from a trip he took. Here is Cinderella, the book. And I think I got this at like a antique store or whatever. Or at like a secondhand store, but like cool stuff. And it's the story of Cinderella in a little teeny book. Where's her picture? Yeah. So it's cute. I like it. This was a little Christmas gift from a colleague. You know, the ones where they buy a 20-pack of something and then give it to all their colleagues. But I kept it because look at how cute this is. A little notebook. Obviously never used. Because who needs practical things in their tiny things collection? What is that? Oh, nickels. These are cute. These are little jams. And these, ooh, I've had these a long time. 2013, I want to say. And these were at something that I was singing at. We were singing at this fancy dinner thing for donors for our undergrad, I think. And for breakfast, it was like a breakfast thing. And they had these little preserves, so I snagged them. Haven't opened them. They're probably disgusting. But maybe I'll open them in 20 years. See what they smell like. It's pretty gross. It's fine. Let's just stay on this one. This is an inside joke, and I'm not going to try to explain it. If I remembered, no, it's just an inside joke. I think Dylan got this for me. Not tested on animals. Good. The soap is huge. It's huge, even. Funny. Make America bathe again. That's funny. So, yeah, I think that's an inside joke. This is from Park City, Utah. We were visiting some family there, and it had this little rock with a man on it. Another touristy thing, but, you know, it's better than coming home with, like, giant things. In my book. This little horse very cheaply came in, I think I got some needle minders. And this was like a little bonus in the needle minders. This guy I found in an instrument case when students were returning band instruments. And I found this and I kept it. It's also pretty gross. There's probably lots of germs on that guy too. This was 3D printed for me by an ex. I don't think he watches. Are you watching? Probably not. But he was really into 3D printing, and he 3D printed me a little Pikachu. We're getting to the end, but the most fragile things are last. So, hang on while I collect some things. So, I don't know if y'all know, but, whoops. Uh-oh. That's probably not a good thing to drop. I used to be a brony, kind of still am, but there's Rainbow Dash. I don't remember where I got this. Probably in one of those, like, collect them all. These little guys I got in Des Moines, Iowa, the first summer that I was there. And they had, like, it was at the farmer's market, and they had, like, a little fairy garden booth. So I got tiny snail, tiny duck. Oh, this is going to be annoying to put these all back. This is a tiny blown glass elephant that I got while my in-laws were visiting us in Long Beach. Look at the detail on that. It's so tiny. It's so cute. Okay, put your spout by the spout. Ooh. Bonus tiny things. This little flower and bow tie were from a like an icebreaker activity with staff one time. I think it was actually during a PD, and we had to make something out of materials from our classrooms, and somebody had those, and I kept them. Little seashell. I didn't take this. Somebody gave it to me. I think this might have been from a student. A student gave it to me. I'm sad I don't remember. This is last. What I'm collecting is last, because I think that might have actually been the start of the tiny things. Oh no, this one's really fragile. I think I'm gonna leave that one. Okay, so let me show you. Here's another pony. There's Fluttershy. I have the Pegasi. The Pegasus ponies. Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash. There they are, sitting together. Look at all my tiny things on my desk. Obviously, you have to have a tiny fork. Obviously. I think I have a million of these, so it's not very special. And then this little teeny knife. We hosted someone from our undergrad who we didn't know, but she was kind of stuck in LA because she was on her way to Japan, I think. And she stayed with us. She saw my Tiny Things collection and was like, here, take a little knife. A tiny knife. It's very cute. Very special. Tiny Tabasco. This is, I'm not going to tell you the story because it's kind of fun, but private. But Tiny Tabasco, like, why wouldn't I keep that? Also Tiny Tahine, which if you're not from California, or you haven't been to California, or you're not from the South, they probably have this in the South too, but this is a Mexican flavoring, seasoning. It's like lime, and they put this on everything in California. They put it on fruit. It's very good, but I had to buy a Tiny Tahine, obviously. And then last but certainly not least, I might have to move this so I can show you. This is a tiny furniture set. And this also was a touristy thing, but I feel like it wasn't as touristy as some of the things that I could have gotten. So sorry for all the stuff in the background, but this is a tiny furniture set. There's another chair, but it's kind of loose, so I'm going to leave it And I think this started the Tiny Things collection, y'all, because I went to Cuba when I was in college. It must have been 2013 or so. And in Cuba, it was before like you could go in as an American. And there's the candy that I got in Cuba too. So this is kind of like before I started learning about Cuba, but while I was there, okay, story time. Here, let me move this. That's all the tiny things. Story time. While I was in Cuba, I did not know that Cuba did not have regular, or like their citizens didn't have regular access to the internet. They didn't have regular access to things. Because of reasons, and I'm not going to get into them because politics. But here, let me turn this off. But touristy things were very touristy. Like, we went to a specific market that was for tourists and trinkets. And I'm sure that, it's like that anywhere you go. Like when I went to Europe, it was like that. You know, there's spots where tourists are. But it wasn't a lot of interaction with citizens. So here's the story. I was talking to one of the musicians that was playing in our hotel, and they were telling me how their daughter wanted to play the saxophone. And I was like, oh, just like buy one on the internet. They're pretty cheap on eBay. Not realizing that this person did not have access to the internet at home, nor did they have money like to buy a $40 saxophone, because you can find saxophones for $40. And so I didn't even know that. So this little furniture set is a reminder that, you know, any place that you go is going to have people that are different than you. I guess I didn't mean to turn this into like a philosophical discussion, but anywhere you go, there's going to be someone who has a different experience than you. And even in the same country or in the same city, like somebody's going to have a different experience. So all these tiny things, they kind of remind me of times in my life, and also like how much I've grown since I got these things. And yeah, so as with any collection, it kind of reminds you of where you used to be and where you are now, and progress that you can still make. So anyway, wow, I did not mean to make my Tiny Things tour like this, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed looking at some of my tiny things, and let me know how you think that I should hang this thing up, because I don't know if you can see it. Here, let me see if I can give you a side view. But it's a little warped. Like, it's not completely straight. So I had it up on the wall with these command strips, but it was like the top was not sticking to the wall. The bottom was, but the top wasn't. And I was like, first of all, I don't want to warp it further. But also it's not flat on the wall. So how do I hang this without screwing back in the hanging things and pounding holes in my wall? How do I hang it? Help me. Okay, well, who watched this all the way through? Let me know if you made it to the end. And maybe I'll do another Tiny Things collection when it expands. Tiny Things tour. But anyway, yeah. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.